As we all are at the platform of the wire where we are here to win the dreams. Okay, so I welcome to all of you on this platform in our TeachNet journey. Okay, so before starting, as we always take something positive quote, something motivational quote. So our today's quote says that a positive mindset brings positive things. Okay, if your mindset is a positive, if you are a positive from the your inner side, then definitely it will bring some positive things. Okay, so your life will be also positive. So let's start. So what will be our agenda as we wait? Okay. Yeah. So as we are going to start this new topic, which is a calendar today. So from the in today's lecture, we will see what is the importance of the calendar as per the exam point of view, as per the professional life. In your professional life, where will you use this calendar? In the real life application, where we actually use calendar we use day to day, as we see daily what is the date, what is the day. So it is the essential, right? So first we will see the importance of that, then we will see the basics of the calendar, which are the important points, important notes, what to remember in that. All those basic things we will see, then how types of question, what types of question gets asked in examination. Then we will see the type 1 and type 2. So the basics required to solve the questions from questions of the type 1 and type 2. Then again questions on the type 1 and type 2. Then we will take a practice of the questions of the type 1 and type 2, both of them. And at the end, we will take a summary. Okay. So this will be our today's agenda of the session. Okay. So let's start. So what is the importance of the calendar? Actually, if you observe that in the TET also, that is a more than 90% chances in the more than 90% exams calendar topic is asked. Okay, and in the TET also there are many questions in the TET question paper, previous question papers, in the CMAT also, other exams also. So of course this is too much important. In the TET you can expect 1 to 2 marks also from this topic. Okay, there might be 2 questions from this. Then also for the other exam, other management exams also, there will be 1 or 2 questions. Even there were 3 questions in the CMAT also. So yes, we can expect more questions from the calendar. And yes, if you understood the concepts, if you understand the basics, what if you remember the important points, then you can solve easily this calendar topic, as it is a scoring also and it is also. Okay. So let's start. So what will be the professional life of importance? As we have seen the exam point of importance. In the professional life of importance, as calendar is day-to-day life, it is important, right? Whether it is a professional life, it is a real life, wherever we go, it is important day-to-day life. In the professional life, if suppose there is an event in your office, there you have to manage any event, any on specific date, then of course you have to take a timetable that at exactly what date there is, then in how many days I have to prepare for that. All these used in this professional life. Also there are suppose timelines, suppose target timeline, that you have to complete this target within a month from your employee. Then of course it will get the dates also used. Actually calendar is important everywhere. Okay, so this will be a professional life. Actually in the professional life, this will be the importance of the calendar. And what will be the real case study actually? Real life case study. So instead of going anywhere, we just take the example of our TET exam itself. So your TET exam will be in 2022, as we know that the exams held in the January, right? So January 2022, we are expecting the exam on that January 2022. So of course we have to decide that yes, up to the October end or even September, I will say, we have to complete all the syllabus, you have to complete all your studies, your all practice should be there. And within the last 2 months, that means November and December, that is only for the practice, mock test, all those things for the 2 months. And then you will be prepared for the exams in Jan 2022. So this is all timetable, and on what basis we have made that? That on the basis of the calendar, exactly in what day, at what date there is the exam, and on that basis. Okay, so this is a real life case study of the calendar topics. So let's go for the questions now. What is the types, basics and all. Okay. Before that, we will see the what will be the session outline actually. So first of all, we will complete it in two parts, and in the third part there will be the revision of calendar. In the part one, we will see the basics of the question, basics of the calendar which we require. Then what is the important notes, what to remember, all those basics required. Then type 1's basics for the type 1 questions on the practice, type 1 practice on the type 1. Then again basics of the type 2 questions on the type 2, practice on the type 2. This will be a session 1 and in the part 1, and in the part 2 we will go for the next, that is the third type of the question. So basics required to that one, and of course the questions on that and practice on that. And again you will see the mixed type of question also in this session 2, in the part 2. Okay, wait, let's see that. So in that we will see some mixed type of questions that will be practice questions for you, and at last there will be summary. This type we will complete in the part 2, and in the part 3 there will be the revision. Okay, and doubt clearing session also, Q&A section. So what type of questions asked in the calendar actually? In the first type, what does they ask? That finding the day when another day is given. Suppose today is a Thursday, then what will be the day after 150 days? What will be day on next year of the same day, 1st July 2022? As compared to today, that means or anything. That means they will ask you to find out the day based on some of the day. That means there will be one day will be given, and on that basis you have to solve, you have to calculate another day. That means day on that day or that date. Okay. So this is first type of question. The second type of question, nothing is given, nothing. You just have to find the day when another any year is not given. They will just ask that yes, what was the date on the 15th August 1947. I don't know anything, and you have to directly calculate what day was on the 50th August 1947. This type of questions will get asked in type number 2. And yes, in the TSNET, what as I have seen the last previous question papers, then type 2 questions were not there, but as they are the part of the syllabus, so we have to cover that topic also. And in the part 3, type 3. In the type 3, there will be repetition of calendar. That means how much, if this is the currently 2021, then this calendar will repeat after how many years? As the leap year or leap year calendar, then how many, what will, means after what span the calendar gets repeated. Based on that type also questions get asked. Yes, in the TSNET also there are previous year question papers, there are the questions based on the repetitions also. So these 3 types of the calendar we will cover in all these calendar topics. Okay. So let's start now. As we have seen what we are going to see, now let's see what we want to see. Okay. So first of all, basics. If you see that in the calendar, what is the calendar? Whole calendar what shows? It shows the year first, right? In the calendar there is a year, right? In the year there are months. In the months there are dates. Oh, sorry. In the months there are weeks actually. Okay. Years, months, weeks, and in the weeks there are days, right? So 1 year, within a 1 year, how many months in a 1 month? 12 months, as we are looking on the basic things. What is the weeks actually? If you calculate in the 12 months, then there will be the weeks like a 52 or okay. We will see how many weeks, how to calculate the weeks itself, okay? And how many days in a month? Or in a year actually, okay? We are calculating in a year. So how many days in a year? That is a 365 or 366, because if it is an ordinary year, then it is a 365. And if it is a leap year, then there will be 366. And in the 1 year, there are 52 weeks plus odd days actually. For odd days are calculated as the 1 or 2. What are the odd days? All those concepts we will see after this. Then first, let's try to understand that. As in the 1 year, there are 12 months. Then there are total 365 days. And what? There are total 52 weeks in a 1 year. Okay? So let's see the next things. Yeah. So you can see that after if I write these things, okay. That is a 1 week of how many days? 7 days. 1 week means 7 days, right? In every week there is a 7 days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then in a 1 week there are 7 days. Then if I say that one ordinary year, how many days are there? 365 days. So in one ordinary year, what will be the number of weeks? And I know that there is a 1 week is equal to 7 days. That means to calculate the weeks in the total 365 days, what will I do? 360 by 7, 365 by 7. 7 5s and 7 2s are, that means 52 weeks plus 1 day, right? Because remainder is 1. And in the leap year, one leap year, there are number of total days are 366 days. So how many days will be there? Days in one leap year. As we know these things, all things, okay? 360 by 7, that means there will be 52 weeks plus 2 days. Okay? In the leap year, there are 1. Is there anyone have doubt? If anyone of you have doubt, then ask in the comment section, okay? And these are too much basic things which we have already known that, right? Then what and most important thing is that when the first calendar was, right, when the first calendar gets uploaded, whenever we started to find out the calendar, then the first day of that calendar was the Monday. Okay, so first day, that means calendar starts from the Monday itself. First day was a Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that means Saturday, Sunday was the last day, and Monday was the first day of the calendar. Okay, in a 365 days, as I want to know how many weeks are there, so as 1 week is of 7 days, so I will divide it by 7. So what will be the answer? 7 5s are 35, remainder is 1. As it is a 15, so 7 से अगर divide करती 15 को तो कितना देगा? 7 2s are 14. And what is the remainder now? That remainder is a 1. That remainder, that's why this 52 weeks plus 1 day. Similarly, for 366 days, there will be 52 weeks plus 2 days. And that are the reminders, okay? As I have to calculate the weeks, but in the 52 weeks, 1 year does not complete it. So that's why plus 2 days or plus 1 day we have to add to complete the 365 days. Clear now? Whenever the calendar started, means कोई एक specific day होगा जब से हमने calendar दिया होगा, because of course as now there is a 2021. So before 2021 years, at what day we have started the calendar from today? Yes, it is the first day, 1st of the January of something 2001 not. There will be 001 first year. Then that means the 1st January, when the calendar starts, that calendar starts on the Monday. And this point will help you in the while solving the type 2 questions. That's why I have taken it here. Now got it? Whenever calendar will start, on that day there was a Monday, they started from the Monday. Suppose today is a Monday. So from today we are going to start the calendars and we will calculate the calendar. Got it now? Clear, very good. For every year, no. The first calendar, whenever it gets, whenever we all were not there. जब एकदम सबसे पहले कैलेंडर स्टार्ट हुआ था, क्योंकि फर्स्ट जो आया था तब तो कैलेंडर नहीं थे. कैलेंडर तो अभी 2000 ईयर पहले कैलेंडर स्टार्ट हुआ है. सो जब 2000 ईयर्स पहले जब कैलेंडर स्टार्ट हुआ था, जैसे कि 1900, 1800, 1700, फिर those previous in the past 1900, 1800, 1500, thousands, 900, 400, 200, 100. Before that, there was a first year, and on that first year, first day starts on the Monday. Okay? I hope now all of you are clear this. As Monday, why Monday? That will help. Not why Monday, but where will we help? Will help it in the type number 2 questions. Okay, so let's see the next slide. For the next slide, as there are leap year versus ordinary year. Okay. Leap year versus ordinary year. So how to decide whether it is a leap year or ordinary year? In the leap year there are 366 days. Yeah, I thought that I have written something. And in the ordinary year, there are 365 days. So if the year is divisible by 4, whatever the year, if the year is divisible by 4, then it is called as the leap year. And if it is not divisible by 4, then it is called as the ordinary year. Just like suppose this is a 2021. That 2021 is divisible by 4. For divisible by 4, what we does for divisibility rule? The last two digits we divide this last two digits by 4. If it is completely divisible, then we say that all total number is divisible by 4. So as this 21 is divisible by 4, there will be remainder 1. That means it is not completely divisible by 1. That means it will be the ordinary year. Getting it? So what will be the leap years? Just like 2016, 2012, okay? Or you can say that 1996, 1984, all these were the leap years, and all other than this 2021, 2022, 2019, 1997, all these are the ordinary years. These are the examples of ordinary year. These are the examples of the leap year. Is there anyone have problem with this? Here, how to decide whether it is a leap year or ordinary year? If it is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. If it is not divisible by 4, then it is an ordinary year. Okay? Very good. What happens if it is 2000 or 1900? Yes, that is the century year which we are going to see in the next slide itself. So as we have seen for the normal years, leap year or ordinary years, now let's see the century years. What does my century years? What is meaning of century? When we say century, so Educal makes century. That means he makes 100. That means century means it is a multiple of 100, right? So in the century year also there are two types. In the century year, there are ordinary year and leap year. As the century year, what? In the multiple of 100. So of course, how to decide for the century year, it is a leap year or ordinary year. So if it is a divisible by 400, then it is called as the century leap year. Or if it is not divisible by 400, then it is called as the century ordinary year. Are you getting this? Just let's see the example of this. For the century ordinary year, that is century year means which is a multiple of 100. So for example, suppose there is a year 1900. Okay, suppose there was a year 1900. So is this 1900 divided by the 400? 2020 cancel. Is this 14 is completely divided to 19? No, that means it will come to the ordinary century year. So 1900, 1700, 600, 300, 2100. These are the century ordinary years. And which are the century leap years? Multiple of 400. That is a 400, 800, 2000, 2400. That means century years comes after 400 years. Okay, are you getting this? Anyone have problem in this? Okay, who are asking that if it is a 1900 or 2000? For the 2000 it will be the century in leap year, and for the 1900 it will be century ordinary. Okay, as we have to remember all these points because this will help while solving the examples. Okay, let's see the next slide. So odd days, actually what happens whenever we calculate for the days, then we calculate the odd days. That means as we know that 1 week is of 7 days. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then again Monday will get repeated. मतलब मंडे टू संडे हमेशा रिपीट होता रहता है. दैट मीन्स इट इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द मंडे, दैट मीन्स इट विल एंड ऑन द संडे एंड अगेन नेक्स्ट वीक विल बी नेक्स्ट thing will be start from the Monday. Okay, that means there is a span of 7 days. So to calculate the odd days, we divide all this total number of days by the 7. How does we use that? For suppose there are 23 days. Let's first understand the concept of odd days. Then I will explain you where to use this odd days concept. Okay, first try to understand this concept. That suppose there are 23 days, and I ask you that how many odd days in this 23 days. Okay, how many odd days in the 23 days? So whenever you have to calculate the odd days, then just divide this 23 by the 7. As what is the answer? 7 1 the 7 3 are 21. Right? 23 divided by 7. 7 3 are 21. Then what is the remainder? 2. This remainder is nothing but the odd day. Whatever the remainder, whenever you divide that number by the 7, then whatever the remainder is there, that remainder is nothing but the odd days. What does the odd days means? That suppose I have to calculate some days after 1 year, within a 1 week, I know that. Okay, but if I say that today is Thursday and I don't know what will be the exactly date after 150 days. Okay, as I said, suppose today is a Thursday, right? And I have to calculate whether what will be the date after 150 days. Right? So while solving this, that odd days will help me. That means, of course, or suppose it is a 1st July and it is a Thursday, right? Then again Thursday will be after 7 days. That means on the 8th July. Again it will be on 15th of July. How am I calculating this? On the addition of 7. Because I know that the days repeated again after the 7 days. Right? So this odd days will help me while I have to calculate it. Today is Thursday. After 150 days, what will be the day? So what will I do? This is 150 by 7. Then what is the remainder? 7 to the 40. Remainder is 1. 7 1 the 7. That means what is the remainder? Actually 3 is the remainder. After dividing this 150 by the 7. Right, so 3 will be the remainder. That means I have to add 3 days in this Thursday. As this 3 odd days, so let's add this 3 in the third Thursday. So Thursday plus 3, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that means after 150 days, there will be the Sunday. This is how this odd day is helping us. Got it? What does mean? What is the odd days? The odd days, that means which are remained after dividing by the 7 days, is called as the odd day. Because this will help you while solving all types of questions. This calendar topic is completely based on the odd days. So number of odd days in a year. So let's remember that how many number of odd days comes here. Because this will help you while solving the questions. Because as we have the time limitation in the exam, that's why we will remember all these points. Okay. So in a number of odd days in a year, suppose it is a one ordinary year. So how many odd days will be there? 365 by 7. As a reminder is a 1. So number of odd days will be also. Okay. Then in the one leap year. That means 366 days. If I divided 360 by 6, then my remainder will be 2. So number of odd days is also. In an ordinary year, 1 odd day. In the leap year, there are 2 odd days. As we won't solve this again and again, you have to remember this. Okay? Whatever is on this slide, you have to remember all these 6 things on this slide. In the 100 years, how many odd days will be there? How to calculate? Okay, first see how to calculate, then take the number. In the 100 years, suppose it is started from the first and it is in 100 years. Okay, so how many ordinary years in the 100 years, or how many leap years will be in the 100 years? As from the 1, if I started, then of course there will be 24 ordinary years. Sorry, 24 leap years. Because just let's, as I know that in the 100 year, 100 is not a leap year. Okay, as 100 is not divisible by 4, so 100 is not a leap year. So instead of 100, I will divide 99 by 4. Why 4? Because I know that leap year repeats after 4 years. Only on the century year, if I calculate from the 1901 to 2000, then only there will be the 25 leap years. Otherwise, for the normal ordinary century years, there will be 24 leap years. That means 76 will be ordinary years. Got it now? Why 99? Because I know 100 is not a leap year. 100 is not leap year, because if I take directly 100 by 4, then it will be 25. But in this 100, I am calculating 102. But as I know that 100 is not a leap year, as I am calculating for the normal ordinary century ordinary year. Okay? Or else we will do one thing, that in today's lecture we will understand on the basics things. Okay? Let's start to first. If there is a one ordinary year, I just know that you just have to remember that to calculate the odd days, let's divide it by the 7. As in a one ordinary year, there are 365 days. So divide this by 7. So what will be the remainder? Remainder will be 1. That will be my odd day. Okay. Similarly, for the one leap year, there are 366 days. Divide by 7. That means there are remainder is the 2. So odd days will be 2. Okay. As this is only for 1 year, this is only for 1 year. But now I have to calculate for 100 years. Are you getting this? As this was only for 1 year, but I have to calculate for 100 years now. So what will I do? Whether I will consider for the 100 year, first year will go of 365 days. Again next year will be of 365 days. I will add this 365, 365, 100 times. Then again, yes, there are some leap years. So of course there will be some 366 days. Then I will add 366 days. I won't do that much calculation. That's why I am dividing this 100 years in the leap year and ordinary years, because I know how many odd days are there. Okay, let's see now how to calculate. In these 100 years, whoever is saying 1900, 01 to 2000, as we say that we are looking for the 100 years, 200 years, 300 years and then 400. As in these 400 years, only 400 is the century leap year. All these 3 years are not the century leap year, these are the century ordinary years. Right? So let's take for the first century ordinary 100 years, century ordinary 200 years, century ordinary 300 years, and then go for century leap year. Century leap 400 years. Okay? So don't get confused. No one, please don't ask the questions of the 400. First try to understand the how we calculate in the 100 years. Okay? So let's see in the 100 years. Suppose there was 1st Jan. There was nothing 2-1, so the 1st Jan 1. Then what does it come? 1 Jan 2, 1 Jan 3. Up to this there were 100 years. Right? In those 100 years, as 100 is not a leap year. So how many leap year will be there? As if you say that 100 by 4, then there is an answer of 25. But in this 25, we are considering this 100 too. As this 100 is not a leap year. So there will be only 24 days. I will subtract this one because I don't want to consider this 100, because 100 is not divisible by 400. That means it is not a leap year. That's why there will be only 24 leap years in this 100 years. There will be, I have to convert this into ordinary year and leap year, right? I have to divide them. So how many leap year will be there? 24 leap years will be there. There will be 24 odd leap year will be there. So if in the 100 years there are 24 leap years, that means ordinary leap year will be 76 in this 100. 24 are leap years. Of course, ordinary year will be 76. And instead of calculate 365 plus 365 plus 365, I am directly calculating by this ordinary and leap year, because this will help me. That will be calculation will be easy. Okay, so as I know that in the ordinary year, how many odd days are there? One ordinary year means one odd days, because I have to calculate the total odd days in 100 days. That's why I am dividing this and now I am calculating. As I know that in a one ordinary year there is only one odd day. That means in a 76 ordinary years there will be 76 odd days. These are the years and these are the odd days. In the 76 ordinary year there will be 76 odd days. So there will be 76 ordinary years, so 76 odd days. In the 24 leap year, how many leap days odd days will be there? As there are 24 leap years and in a one leap year there are 2 odd days. So in a 24 leap year there will be 48 odd days. Anyone have a problem with this 48? As I now know that in 100 years there are these 76 odd days plus 48 odd days. That means total how many odd days in 100 years? That 8 plus 6, 14, carry I have 1. That means 124 odd days in a 100 year. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there are total only 7 days. So maximum odd days is 7. So that's why divide this 124 by this 7. Then what will be the remainder? 7 ones are 7 and 7 sevens are 49. That means the remainder will be 5. That means in a 100 year there will be 5 odd days. And in the exam, no one will ask you to calculate these days. In the any book, if you see any of the book, there will be directly you will get that in 100 years there are 5 odd days. No one will explain you that how does it comes. So in the exam point of view, in the questions, you just have to remember that in 100 years there are 5 odd days. 100 years is clear. There are 5 odd days. In the exam, you just have to remember that in 100 years there are 5 days. That's it. No one will ask anything in front of whatever is here. No one will ask. You will only ask that in 100 years how many odd days. You will not ask directly how many odd days, but this is helpful while solving the questions. So let's go for the 200 years. Okay. As I know that in 100 years there are 5 odd days. Let's see for the 200 years. As I know this is quite difficult to understand. But instead of explaining this, if I directly say that in 100 years there are 5 odd days as per the book, then again you will ask, ma'am, how does it come? That's why I am explaining. Okay, this is really, no one asks this. So if there are 100 years and there are 5 odd days, in the 200 years, how many odd days will be there? In 100, 5. So in a 200, there will be 10. Getting this? If in 100, it is a 5. So in a 200 it will be 10. So let's divide by 10 by 7, because as I know that odd days are never more than 7. So let's divide 10 by 7. What will be the remainder? 7 1 is 7. So remainder will be 3. So there are 3 odd days in a 100 years. 200 years. For a 200 years, how many leap years will be there? In 100 that was a 24, and again in the next 100 there are 24. That means leap year will be 48 and ordinary year will be 152. In a 152 ordinary days are odd days are also 152. In a 48 leap years there will be twice of that. That means 96 will be the odd days. So 152 plus 96. So what will be this? 248. Divide this 248 by 7. 7 3s are 21. Then 3, 7 5s are 35. What is the remainder? 3 is the remainder. So your answer will be 3. Got it? Similarly, let's see for the 300 now. Or else for the 200, I will show you again very short also. As I know that in the 200, minimum 200 odd days will be there, because already in the ordinary year, either it is the ordinary or leap year, at least one odd day is there. So in a 200, minimum 200 odd days will be there. Plus 48 leap years are there. That means that one more day, that as I divided these two in a 1 plus 1, I have already calculated this 1. But as there are 48 leap year, so of course that 48 will be added, so to 48 by 7. You can directly solve by this also. In 100, there are 24. In a 200, 48. In a 300, 24 3s are 72. So 72 will be leap years. 300 years. As I know that in a 100 years, there are 5 odd days. So in a 300 years, there will be 15 odd days. 15 by 7. 7 to the 14. That means remaining is a 1. So your odd day will be also 1. For 400 years, as I know that in a 5 odd days in the 100 years, as by this concept there should be the 20 odd days, but in this 400, now this 400 is divisible by 400. That means one more odd day will be added here. Getting this point? As now this 400 is divisible by 400, this is a century leap year. Up to 300, it was not divisible by 400. This was also not divisible by 400, but this is divided by 400. That means one more leap year will be added. That's why one more odd day will be added here. That's why total will be 21. 21 by 7, that means 0 is the remainder. So 0 odd days in the 400 years. Or else you can see the total by the days also. Okay, instead of this, if you see that means 100 years, that means plus 100 years plus 100, that means initially in the 100 years, there will be 24 odd leap years. Again in the next up to the 200, there will be 24 leap years. Again in the 24, and in the last 300 to 400, 301 to 400, there will be 25 leap years. In 0 to 100, 24 leap years. 101 to 200, 24. 201 to 300, 24. And 301 to 400, there are 25 odd days. Because 400 is divisible, but 25 leap year because 400 is a leap year. Getting this point? If you are not understanding this, then also I will say that let's ignore all these things, only remember these days. Let's understand the concept of odd days only for today. So in the Jan, there are total 31 days. That means how many odd days will be there? 31 by 7, that means there will be remainder will be 3. Remainder which is equals to odd days. So it will be 3. In the Feb is either of 28 days or it was of 29 days. So there will be either 0 or 1, because if I divided 28 by 7, then remainder is 0. For ordinary year, there will be 0 odd day in the Feb. And for the leap year, as there will be 29 Feb, that means there will be 1 odd day. For the March, 31 days, that means 3. And April for 30 days, that means 2 odd days will be there. That means the month whichever is of 31 days, odd days will be 3. The month is of 30 days, odd days will be 2. And for the Feb, if it is an ordinary year, odd days is a 0. And for the Feb, it is a leap year, odd days is a 1. One important thing here is that April, May and June, because while solving the example, which things will help us, if it is a 31 and in a June 30, that means there will be 3 and there will be 2. Okay. So for the ordinary year and for the leap year, within a 6 months, from Jan to June, we will have to remember only for within a 6 months, because this will be very easy, quick in the while solving the example, you will solve fast. If you know that in these 6 months, 3 plus 3 6 plus 3 9 plus 3 4 13. That means 13 by 7. So what is the remainder? 6. That means in an ordinary year, in a 6 months. So let's see you again in the next session, where we will clear all these things again up to this. So thanks to all. Thank you so much for giving your time, putting your efforts, all things. That's all for today. Take care. Bye bye.